he's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs the...
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Team NBS Media. My name is Ashmere, and you are now tuning into Moving the Chains. I cannot believe we've made it to week 12. I feel like this whole week of Thanksgiving has flown by. Let me bring in my crew. We've got some surprise guests because Joe is out. We've got, of course, Jeff, the legend, with us, Steve Rogers, who's covering Minnesota sports, and Greg, of course, you all know him. He lives in the comments. Thanks for joining us, guys. How are you?
Doing well.
Good morning.
I'm glad at least my pro teams are winning.
Who's your pro team?
Oh, no. Not fall for that one.
Okay. We've got a nice slate of games today and some that are not so nice, but obviously we're going to talk about the ones that we think are the most exciting. So let's kick it off with our favorite team, the Texans versus the Jaguars. I think this is a huge battle to the AFC South and really a testament to how the Texans can pull off, who they really are. Prove their identity. And I'm curious to hear everyone's opinions because if you've been watching Moving the Chains, Jeff, Joe, and I are wearing CJ Stroud jerseys at the end of this season. And I'm curious how Steve and Greg feel about the Texans and how this matchup is going to look. So let's start with you, Steve.
I think the Texans are looking impressive already. I thought they were at least a 2 or 3 year project. Even if Stroud was successful early on, I didn't expect them to be this successful, but I don't think anyone did. And so it's great to see and DeMeco Ryans first year head coach. And again, just the team is falling right in line and they're moving right along. I would say at least a year ahead of schedule than anyone else might have expected them to be where they are already. So I'm excited to continue seeing what the Texans do moving forward. And this will be a good game because the Jaguars are also a team up on the move as well with a young quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. So it's in a division battle. It might decide who takes the division as well. It's a good game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And Greg, I'm going to throw you a loop here. I'd like you to talk about the Jags and how you think they can pull through a win because they lead the division, like Steve just said, and I feel like this is their true competition.
Yep.
Okay, well, Trevor Lawrence has to play like Trevor Lawrence is capable of playing. He cannot have a letdown type of a game like they had the first time they played each other. The Jags defense, though, has to stop the Texans receivers. That's gonna decide this game. If CJ Stroud can find Nico Collins and Tank Dell and all these other Noah Browns, Houston's going to walk away with this again. So if the Jaguars defense does not hold up against the passing game of the Texans, I don't see them coming out victorious. If they do limit CJ Stroud, then they have a shot at beating the Texans.
Well, we've seen them take on each other earlier in the season. Texans blew them up, okay? Jeff's favorite topic, defenses. How can these defenses combat one another? Because like both these guys have said, strong offenses, Tank and Nico are literally eating up safeties and getting that deep ball. So how can they combat that?
Well, first thing you got to do is shut down the Jacksonville running game. You cannot let Travis Etienne beat you. If you make him one-dimensional, you get pressure on Trevor Lawrence, that's going to give you the ability to turn the Jacksonville Jaguars over and put you in prime position for the upset here. But right now, you got to look at this offense the way the Jaguars are playing. When you're able to limit one of the things they do very well and slow down that running game, make Travis Etienne a one-dimensional player. If he's catching the ball out of the backfield only and having some success there, you can beat him. But if you're allowing him to run the football on you, be consistent on the ground, and still turn around and do other things in the air, then you're going to have a problem. You're muted, Ashmere.
I'm talking. I was saying I think depending on the run game is a strong answer. I think ETN could do very well. I also want to give credit to both of these head coaches. I think D'Amico Ryans really showed up and blowed up, and that is something that cannot be done so quickly. You do not see success in the NFL as fast as we've seen it for that team. So I personally am most excited for this game. I'm kind of bummed it's an early slate with all of the other chaotic games that nobody is really keeping an eye on. I wish it was like the afternoon game, which takes me into the last two games that we've got. The Chiefs and the Raiders, another divisional matchup. I think everybody who watches this show understands how I talk about Raiders and how they play and how much help they need anywhere on the team, offensively, defensively. There are rumors that Max Crosby might not play. I mean, the Chiefs are plagued with injuries as well today. So I saw a headline saying that the Raiders could pull off a win, which I don't think that's true. The Broncos somehow did it. That was a weird game. So excited and curious to hear what you predict for a nice AFC West matchup, and what can the Raiders do to pull off that upset? I mean, kick it off for us, Greg.
The Raiders have to use Josh Jacobs on the ground. Bottom line, if they're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to keep Mahomes and his cast of characters off that field. The one way to do that is run the football. Now, I don't see the Chiefs defense giving up that many yards on the ground. So, Aiden Collin, does he find Devontae Adams against the secondary for the Chiefs? I don't think so. That's just the way I see this Raiders game going. If they can't get Josh Jacobs on the ground moving the football, they're pretty much going to be history.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an ugly game. I don't even know why I'm going out with my friends to watch it, but I'm going to. Let's hear from you, Steve. What are your opinions? You could choose either side, honestly.
It is kind of nice to see that Antonio Pierce has kind of settled the building there over in Las Vegas, and I think, at least as far as an interim, he might be in consideration to be taken serious for the actual head coaching job moving forward. But I don't think they have what's necessary to take on the Chiefs today. So it's going to be, like Greg said, probably an ugly game. Chiefs in a big win.
Okay, Jeff.
Well, it's a division matchup, so you never know what's going to happen when it comes to division matchups. The NFL is a strange lady when it comes to that. But also, you have to look at there's a big factor that people aren't seeing here. Kansas City's 3-1 on the road. But what you're also seeing is the Raiders themselves are 4-1 at home. So if you're looking at this matchup, which one is going to break the trend here, right? Are the Chiefs going to continue to play well on the road, or are the Raiders going to hold serve at home, right? So very intriguing matchup here. Yes, we know about the changes in Las Vegas. Okay, I keep calling them Oakland out of tradition, Las Vegas. But when it comes down to it, this is an interesting matchup. Division matchups are always iffy. You always seem to think that you have the pulse of it, and that somehow they pull it out. But right now, the Vegas Raiders at home are still playing well. The Chiefs are playing well overall, but on the road, they're a hard team to beat. Somebody's got to lose this one.
And you're going to leave your prediction for rapid fire?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay. I also just saw that Max Crosby could play, and I feel like that is a huge benefit for the Raiders, because without him, there's not that Draymond Green-esque annoying person that is going to irritate Patrick. I don't know if you guys watched the quarterback series on Netflix. Did any of you tune into that?
No.
Okay. Well, they obviously highlighted Patrick Mahomes because he's like the NFL super child. And he did a segment talking about matching up with Max Crosby and the Raiders, and they showed a bunch of clips from the game where Crosby was really irritating Patrick. I think the Raiders were leading. Of course, they love to create a lead and then lose that lead. And he was like all up in his face and just causing chaos. And then Patrick runs in a touchdown, or he throws in a short pass touchdown. And of course, that was like showing off their whole little rivalry. So I think just building off of that, since it's on the Netflix series, it's going to exist forever. I think that is going to be a huge positive defensive help for the Raiders. And probably the game that you're all three most excited about, right? The Eagles and the Bills. I think everybody in the NFL world is the most excited for this matchup. Eagles are the team to beat. They've proved themselves. They played in terrible weather in Kansas City, figured out a way to pull out a win. A.J. Brown was covered heavily, and they still got that win. Devontae Smith did a great job. The Bills need to prove themselves, right? Josh Allen has been making a lot of mistakes. There's been very weird offensive plays that haven't gone their way. I think this is an important game for the Bills, but also a huge win for the Eagles, just like beating the Chiefs. So let's start with Jeff. You could pick a team. Actually, let's give you the Bills. How can the Bills pull off a win here?
Well, first things first, you got to remember where your defense is. They haven't packed their defense in a couple of weeks, right? So you got to come out there. You got to use that front four. You cannot go blitzing Jalen Hurts and doing all that stuff, leaving A.J. Brown running one-on-one in coverage. What you have to do is be able to use your front four to get pressure on him, slow down that, keep Jalen Hurts contained, get pressure in his face, make him throw where he can't see. So that's strike one. Number two, you have to be able to go out there at your second level and support your secondary. So that means your linebackers have to take away those underneath quick RPO throws, that quick game, force them to hold the ball, allow that front four to get there. So if I am Buffalo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out there and make sure my defense is ready to go out there with waves of bodies on that front four, getting pressure. That means Von Miller, AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, that whole crew has to come to play today.
Yeah, I think that those are all great points. All right, Steve, I'll give you the Eagles, the easier team. Not because I believe that. I just think it'll be more fun to talk about them. So how can the Eagles bring out a win?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but I think it will be easier for the Eagles to figure out a win. Number one, they're at home. They're incredibly hard to beat at home. That crowd is always lively there, and if not rowdy. And the Eagles have just really been. They haven't even fully figured out how to be the best Eagles so far this year, and they're still 9-1. So I mean, even when they're not playing at the top of their ability, they're still winning games and still finding ways to win games. And I just don't see the Bills, who have kind of been doing the opposite all year and kind of finding ways to lose games and not be as well off as they should look on paper. So I think the Eagles are just going to keep rolling. I think this might just be the death of the Bills. And, yeah, go Eagles.
Go Eagles. Okay, we already have your rapid fire answer. Okay, Greg, I'm going to let you free fall on any comments you have for this game. Let it rip.
Josh Allen needs to not turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Bottom line. That's the bottom line of all of this. If Josh Allen plays mistake-free football, which we very seldom see out of him, then the Bills have an opportunity. It's going to be raining out there in Philly, so that may slow things down a little bit for the passing game. I think Josh Allen needs to find Dalton Kincaid a lot more than he has to worry about his so-called star receiver Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. I would use Kincaid because the Eagles do give up yardages to tight ends. Bottom line, and if the Bills do manage to do that offensively, they have a shot at this game.
Yeah, I feel like that's a great point. Tight ends really seem to be successful against the Eagles defense. So we saw him do that flip though. I feel like Felton got a little injured that game, but I like everybody's points.
And that's because what we talked about last week, when we talked about Travis Kelce with the Eagles. Kevin Byard is not the replacement that they had for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So teams are finding success attacking that weakness in the Eagles secondary. The problem is they're still struggling to throw on the outside against those two corners.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see how the Bills can pull through because, like Greg said, too many turnovers. How do you feel about that? Do you think Josh Allen is just trying to be the savior every game, or he genuinely is just hoping that someone's going to catch the ball? I'm curious. When you are leading the league in turnovers and you're supposed to be one of the top 5 QBs, what's going on here?
Well, let's not forget that Jalen Hurts is right up there in the turnover category this year as well. He's not having a very good season protecting the football either. But Josh Allen does force too many passes. He forces them. He just does not understand. Throw the football away sometimes. Throw it away. Don't go into a double coverage. Don't go into these to a trap like that. And he just continually does this.
Okay, don't get trapped.
Yeah, and let's be realistic. I know a lot of people love Josh Allen, but as a guy who studied him and who scouted him, this is Josh Allen. This is who he was at Wyoming, right? This is who he is. Okay, he had a couple of years when he didn't throw a lot of turnovers, but he's a gunslinger. Gunslingers are going to throw interceptions. They're going to make these mistakes. Favre was the same way. And early in his career, and a young Aaron Rodgers was this way. Okay, so some guys can get past it, but some guys are just who they are. This has always been Josh Allen. Okay, there's certain things you do to protect him. One of the things you do is run the football. You take away a lot of those attempts, so he doesn't have as many opportunities to turn the football over. But when you leave it as we need Josh Allen to be the linchpin of this offense, we need him throwing the football to be the way there's our identity. Well, this is what you get with the dinner, right? This is the side order. The side order is the interceptions. The side order is going to be a turnover as far as a fumble because he's holding the ball too long. The same thing with certain other quarterbacks that are out there that hold the ball too long, right? Why is Zach Wilson now QB3 for the Jets? Because he holds the ball too long, right? This is what happens with quarterbacks that do that feel that they're a playmaker and it's for them to make the plays for the offense. Well, guess what? They hold the ball too long. They force throws. Turnovers come with the dinner.
Yep.
So I looked it up, and Josh Allen is tied for first with Sam Howell. I feel like that's not the best person to be tied with. And Jalen Hurts is 5th with 12 turnovers. So they're in the top 5, both making a ton of mistakes. But like I said, also Zach Wilson has 12. So they're both tied with QBs that are not doing phenomenal. Steve, any comments?
No, I agree with what they're saying. I think Josh Allen needs to be a little bit more protective when considering taking interceptions down. He should be maybe more protective and just tucking and getting just that first down and not trying to hurdle guys or be willy-nilly with running the ball either. So he needs to protect the ball better and maybe limit some of those interceptions by not even taking those throws and just taking what the defense is giving him, not going for the home run every time.
Yeah, sometimes you cannot believe you're the savior. I guess every time for Josh Allen, he is not that savior. Okay, so when we wrap up our shows, if everyone's familiar, we like to do a nice rapid fire where we go through all the games and pick who we think is going to win each one. So let's kick it off with our 10 a.m. slate. We've got the Bucks and the Colts. Anyone go?
I'll take the Bucks.
All right. Greg?
I'll go
That's running them
Tampa.
down.
I'll go Tampa. Since I wore the creamsicle today, I'll go Tampa.
you do have the colors.
Listen, Tampa's really, really struggled the last few weeks. It makes it really hard to pick them on the road in Indy, but Indy's a mixed bag too. You know, without Richardson, and Minshew's had his ups and downs. I think Tampa pulls it out just barely, but I'm going to give them the win this week. But if they let me down, they're going to be on that list of teams I make it hard to pick with ever again.
I'm going to be the odd girl out and choose the Colts. I think their
Good
defense.
girl.
Yeah, that helps.
Their defense is it's still a strong defense, right? And I mean, we all watched Baker get pummeled against the Niners. I was there in person. I was like, I couldn't even, Mike Evans is still that guy. We are all aware of that, but I think the defense will really help the lead that the Colts hopefully build up. So I'm picking the Colts. All right, next game. We're going to do Patriots and Giants. Ooh, this is an ugly one.
Ooh. I guess somebody has to win this game.
Patriots. Even though we have no Mac Jones playing.
I'll say the Giants just because DeVito is a nice story.
I mean, it's what are we doing? Backup versus backup in this one?
Yep.
Boy, yeah, I guess maybe you side with the veteran leadership of Belichick. Maybe I don't know. I guess Patriots.
All right, 2 Patriots.
I'm going to go 3 Patriots, and here's why. I don't trust either quarterback, to be honest with you. But if I'm going to trust a coach, I'm going to trust Bill Belichick against a rookie quarterback because that's when his speciality, right? Bill Belichick makes rookie quarterbacks look real bad. So Tommy DeVito looked great against Washington. You're going to have a rough time against Bill Belichick.
Yes.
I think they get just enough offense to pull this out. So I'm going to go New England, leaving Greg the lone wolf on this one.
Now that I think about it, Saquon could do really well, but the Patriots defense is much better than the Giants defense. I'm still sticking to mine, but there's a lot of factors that could roll into a nice, crazy game.
That was a nice touchdown he had, but I'm sticking with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got another division one: Steelers and Bengals.
Ooh.
With no
Who do you
Joe.
trust? Hubba. Who do you trust? Right?
This one.
You got the struggling Kenny Pickett's versus, of course, no more Joe Burrow. So what do you got to go with here? Listen, Cincinnati's played well, but I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this one. I think I'm gonna pull this. I think they're gonna pull this one out. It's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be for the faint of heart. But I didn't see anything from Jake Browning to make me think that the Cincinnati offense is going to miss a beat. They're going to have their struggles, and that's right up Pittsburgh's alley. So give me Pittsburgh in this one.
Are all the receivers back for Cincinnati? Higgins and Boyd?
No,
They were. No, Higgins is out. Okay, yeah.
Okay, Higgins still out. And Mixon is going.
Mixon's going.
Yes.
This will be an interesting game. Kind of want to go with Mike Tomlin and the Steelers in a squeaker, but
Whoa!
Well, I'm going to take the Steelers as well, simply because
Oh
Cam Taylor Britt is out for the Bengals secondary as well today. That is a big loss in their secondary. I think George Pickens gets lucky and Kenny Pickett finds him down the sideline at least once. Kenny Pickett drives me bananas, and he always does. Oh, how the Steelers wasted a first-round pick on that man is beyond me.
I feel the same exact way. And I predicted he was going to have a great season, a nice breakout season.
No, he's back to being Pittsburgh. His 3 years at Pitt before his one great season at Pitt. He has missed so many wide open receivers. It is boggling.
But they found a running game, so that's been their saving grace. The last couple, they found a running game.
Yep.
Okay,
Ashmere, we didn't get your
I'm
pick on
gonna
this
pick
one.
the Steelers due to peer pressure.
Oh,
Don't do it.
We've doomed them. We've
Unanimous.
doomed
No,
them.
I'm rolling in unanimous. Okay, we're all picking the Steelers. The Bengals are.
That means the
The
Bengals are
unanimous
winning.
curse is real. The unanimous curse is real. Okay, that's Detroit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You
Thanks,
all
Green
picked
Bay, by the
Detroit
way.
and
Thank you for
tough.
that.
That was tough. Panthers and Titans.
Well, again, with these odd games that someone
I'm
has to
telling you, the
win.
morning slate is terrible, except for the Jags and Texans.
Man, do the Panthers finally get a second win of the year? I'm gonna go Titans, I guess.
No, I'm gonna disagree with you, Steve. I'm gonna take the Panthers.
Me too, Panthers.
Ooh, wow. The Panthers didn't play that bad against Dallas. They're actually pretty stout. They made some stupid mistakes that kind of led to that game becoming a blowout. However, they're inconsistent on offense. Well, we're going to match that with a very inconsistent offense in Tennessee. So you look at this matchup, you go, which quarterback do you trust more? I really want to lean towards Bryce Young, but I don't trust that Panther team. So I'm going to go with Tennessee in this one. So I'm going to split the panel on this.
Somebody has to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, our favorite, Jags and Texans.
Ooh.
The Houston Texans take over first place in the AFC South.
I want to say the same thing, but I don't. The Jags are good too. It's this is actually a good game finally to them.
Should choose a winner.
Man, I'm gonna lean Texans, but I like both teams.
I'm going to say Jags in a very close game. I
Yes.
think it'll be high scoring too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like
no
you go, I
defense.
go. It's gonna be a nice blowout, which is great for fantasy leaders who have Trevor Lawrence, which is me.
Oh, that's too bad because I've been
Which is
rocking
me.
CJ Stroud in a couple of teams, and I've just been mauling people with CJ.
Yeah, I
But
wish
okay.
I tried to trade for him, but people figured out he was the cheat code.
Yeah. Man, we're gonna split the panel again here because I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville makes enough plays to pull this one out. CJ Stroud isn't going to make it easy. There's going to be a lot of lead changes in this game, but I think overall, I think Jacksonville's going to make enough plays just because of that duality on offense that ETN brings. He allows those receivers to play freely. I think Lawrence makes enough plays. I think the defense is going to make plays from time to time, but overall, you're going to see a lot of points at a premium in this matchup. But I think Jacksonville pulls it out in the end.
I mean, I won't be mad if there's 47 seconds left on the clock and CJ throws a touchdown and everybody goes crazy and he wins the game. I won't be mad at that. I'm just picking Jacksonville based on how they pull out these crazy wins. All right, Saints and Falcons, and they're playing in Atlanta.
And this could decide the division as well.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's the matchup closest to the top, right? So, Saints have been a team that's been hard to trust, but so have been the Falcons, right? So, let's be realistic. These two teams are bipolar, right? One week they're here, the next week they're here. Okay, so who do you trust in this scenario? Well, if I'm the Saints, I have more to lose. They've been playing better the last 4 games than they started the season. Atlanta, on the other hand, they've switched quarterbacks. They've done everything to try and get some consistency. It hasn't worked. I'm going to go with the team that's just this much more consistent in New Orleans.
Who that gonna beat them Saints? It ain't gonna be the Falcons.
I'm riding with you too.
Oh, well, I for the same reasons think I agree. I'm going to also say the Who Dat Saints are going to win, which makes it
Oh, man.
Are you
Unanimous. We've
means
cursed somebody. At least we got more than one game to curse somebody.
I just think if if Derek Carr wants to do a job in this industry, he needs to win this game, right? Like he really needs to pull out a win, toss it to Olave 100 times, and just get it. And Rashid Shaheed too. He's got 2 great receivers. All right. Anyways, Rams and Cardinals. A lot of ugly games today.
It seems like all the games on the slate are bipolar. This NFL season. Well, also teams you can't trust. Go with the Rams because of McVay and company, I guess.
I'm gonna go Kyler, baby. Arizona.
Oh Lord. I'll stick to Matthew Stafford pulling one out.
One more time.
Jeff,
You're muted.
Sorry, passing plane coming through here. It costs of doing shows outside. All right, so I want to go with Arizona. Reason being that I think Kyler Murray is going to play better than Matt Stafford today. Mm-hmm. But do you trust the Arizona Cardinals overall? Hard to do that. I think the 2 receivers for the Rams make it an easier matchup to pick the Rams. I think I'm going to go with the Rams in this situation. I think Kyler Murray doesn't make it easy on them. It's going to be a division matchup. It's going to play like a division matchup. It's not going to be a blowout, unlike what we've seen in the past. But don't be surprised if Kyler pulls it out. But I think the Rams get enough because of those 2 receivers. I think it's hard for Arizona to contain them.
No, it's only Puka. Cooper's not there.
I'm the odd girl out, picking Kyler. All right, Browns and Broncos.
Well, it's interesting to see that Denver is finally kind of starting to piece little by little here together. But I'm not going to say Russ is cooking by any means. But I would say the Browns defense is cooking. So, and for that, I'm going to go with the Browns defense.
Yeah, I agree. I'm rolling with the Browns too. I don't know what'll happen offensively. How will they score the points? But it could be
the score defensively.
Yeah, it could just be like the Miami game that we just watched on Friday.
I'll take the Broncos.
Just for fun.
Well, I'm wearing orange.
They are.
They work for multiple teams.
They are in Denver.
It works for the Broncos and it works for Tampa. So there you go.
Gotcha. So you go Denver, Greg?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I froze, so I didn't hear it. Wow. Is Greg going to lone wolf twice? I would say so. Listen, Cleveland's just been playing too well. I love the way Denver's been playing. The Cleveland's just playing too well right now. I'm going to go with Cleveland. They're finding ways. Right? They lose their quarterback, doesn't matter. They lose their running back, doesn't matter. They're finding ways. They have solid depth on that team that's able to step in. Their defense is playing amazing. I'm going to go with Cleveland.
The altitude gets them.
Sure. All right, our favorite game, Bills and Eagles.
The Buffalo Bills beat the Eagles in Philadelphia.
Wow. See, I just can't see that. They have not shown me any reason that they're going to march into someone who is rolling as well as they are and take them out. They have played down to their competition or below it. And I just don't see the Bills. They're in turmoil. I don't think they have a clue what they're doing, and I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. Philadelphia wins this game.
Von Miller wakes up.
2 weeks too late.
Well, it could be, but he wakes up today.
I think it's a good matchup for him to wake up, but I'm going to stick to the Eagles. 9-1, AJ Brown, my favorite player.
As much as I want to see Buffalo do this, I don't think they wake up until they play Dallas. I don't think they're going to be up for Philadelphia like they will be for Dallas. So I'm going to take Philadelphia. As much as I would love to see Philadelphia go down, this ain't the week for it to happen. Not the way Buffalo's played the last few weeks. They got up for the Jets. They got up for one team in green. I don't think they get up for this one. But they'll be up when they come to Dallas to play some real football. All of a sudden, they'll wake up for Dallas like they didn't wake up for Philadelphia. So I'm going to go with Philly on this one. So Greg, man, you're lone wolfing a lot today.
That's good.
I'm glad you're doing it because we'd have a lot of unanimous picks and a lot of ones that can go wrong. So.
Exactly.
Okay, I hope we're all unanimous for this one because then it might be the other team, the Chiefs and the Raiders. If we all pick the Chiefs, maybe the Raiders could win.
I'll just keep it simple. I'm gonna pick Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm not even banking on a Raiders, maybe one touchdown.
It'll be closer than people expect, but the Chiefs will pull it out.
The Raiders defense will come to play, especially if Max Crosby is there. It won't. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think the Chiefs win, maybe comfortably.
Okay, well, I think we're going to be unanimous on this one. Listen, I think Kansas City pulls it out. It hasn't been pretty for them this season. I don't think it will be pretty, but somebody will actually catch the ball and make a play for Pat this week, and that'll be the way they win this game. That should have happened last
running
week.
2-a-day drills on catch drill, so yeah, they'll be ready.
And I'll be honest with you, I scouted Marquez Valdez-Scantling coming out of South Florida. He caught the deep ball at South Florida. Why he can't catch it in the NFL boggles me. But when he was catching it here in South Florida, that was a sure thing. You saw it go up. You saw him come down with it for 6. What happened to him in the NFL? Don't know.
His arms are too far apart. They really are. They are. And he just tries to collapse that ball.
Yeah. All right, our Sunday night matchup, we've got the Ravens and the Chargers in LA.
Man,
I'm saying Lamar all day.
what is with these games?
Yeah. I think this week and like week 8 or something, we don't even know what we're watching.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens are rolling. I like everything that they're doing, and there's hardly a reason to say that they won't continue to do so, especially when we're talking about the Chargers, who continue to find ways to be the Chargers. So they're consistent in that we know that they'll be the Chargers. They'll have some ridiculous 4th down attempt conversion when the coach is a defensive guy and never gets a 4th down conversion and does it anyway. Or whatever. The Chargers always find a way to charger themselves out of games. And they can't do that with the Ravens. So the Ravens all day. Lamar.
There's no way Greg picks the Chargers this time.
No, there is no way because Brandon Staley absolutely sucks as a head coach. Their offensive
the next coach to be fired.
Their offensive coordinator used to be the guy in Dallas. No, I don't like him either. Justin Herbert, I picked him to go to the Chargers in the draft, and I really regret that because
me too.
Because it has just been so painful to see his talent degraded this way. It is just disgusting.
Yeah, he'd have a lot more fun in Buffalo.
Well, but they already had Josh, so that wasn't going to happen. But the Ravens destroyed the Chargers, and there'll be a lot of purple in that crowd because nobody wants to go to the Chargers games from LA.
It's true.
Listen, I said it before. I'll say it again. I do not pick the Chargers in close games or trust them in close games. Baltimore is either going to blow them out or keep it close, and Baltimore is going to win either way. Notice I did not say any scenario where I said the Chargers are winning that game. But the only chance they have now is the fact that we are unanimous against them. Somebody's got to get the curse.
They've got a chance now.
Somebody's unless Detroit used up all the curse on Thanksgiving Day. I think there's still one more curse out there, at least.
I don't think it's this game. I think the other 3 that we unanimously chose could be the one. All right, Monday night, Bears and Vikings.
Oh boy. I'll let you guys go first.
Greg.
I'm going to say the Bears. I'm going to take Justin Fields over Josh Dobbs this week. I think Justin Fields played really well last week.
Yes, he did.
He played very well. And I think the Bears team is just due for another win.
I think they're due for another win. It ain't coming this week, but they're due for another win. I just listen. This team you know what? If you have to ask yourself, which team do you trust more to throw the game away, the Chargers or the Bears? You'd really be that guy in the meme trying to figure out which button to press.
Oh no, right? I'm picking the Chargers. I'm picking the Chargers daily
because both of these teams have stolen, losing from the joys of victory. Okay, they've had chances to win games at the end and have blown it. Okay, so I don't trust either one of these two teams at all right now. And regardless how well Justin Fields plays, how well Tyson Bagent plays, how much DJ Moore goes off, right now they signed all these guys on defense and they can't stop anybody at a crucial time. So therefore, I'm going with the team that could actually stop somebody at a crucial time in Minnesota.
I like the way you laid that out. I was going to get to that. Brian Flores has turned this defense with mostly the same cast of characters from last year, from a bottom of the league to one of the top 10 defenses in the league. And they're coming from all over the place. They're bringing pressure. Daniil Hunter is having a resurgence. He's leading the league in sacks. He also was leading in tackles for loss, so he's affecting the run game and the pass game. When you have that going on and the Chicago is having trouble keeping either one of those working, I'm going to lean towards Minnesota at home, and Josh Dobbs also, the Pasternak, gets back on the rocket ship. Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm riding with Joshua Dobbs too.
There's 4 lone wolves for this guy. 4.
Yes, it is.
They might be overdoing the lone wolf thing.
All of you are all on Seattle against Dallas Thursday night. Come on, tell me. You're all on Seattle beating the Cowboys.
No,
right?
I'm not. I'm taking Dallas in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you watch Seattle versus San Francisco?
Yeah. Did you see them get demolished?
That was just horrifying.
I'm not saying Dallas is San Francisco. I'm saying the way they got manhandled at the line of scrimmage. They can't protect Geno Smith. They can run the football, which against Dallas is something you can do because they're a light box. I know a lot of people go, well, they can't stop the run. No, they stop the run, but they do it in spurts because they're a light box. They play a lot of nickel defense, so you're getting a lot of safeties instead of linebackers on the field. They're going to get gashed to come time to time. However, Geno Smith can't get away from that pass rush, and they actually have enough corners to cover the secondary, those receivers long enough for the pass rush to get to Geno Smith. I don't trust that Seattle line to protect them, and I trust the Dallas offense to move the ball against Seattle's defense. Although Witherspoon was playing great in the slot, but what you saw was a San Francisco team eat them alive defensively, and they can do that. Dallas can do it as well. So that's why I'm going to go with Dallas on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah. Dallas all the way Thursday night.
Hot preview for everyone. I'm picking Dallas, too. I don't know. That should be unanimous.
Wow. I don't know. Do I love Seattle? Oh,
no, there's no way you trust Geno Smith. I'm sorry.
No, it's not because I trust Geno Smith. It's because I know that Dallas will always undoubtedly, at some point in the season, lose one of those games that they should have no business losing.
They already did. It was against Arizona. They already did that. It's over. That happened in week 3. But
they always do that in the end of the year too. They always find one of these games in the back end that they have no reason to lose, and they just, I don't know, do they not show up? They don't get off the plane. I don't know what it is. No,
their back half of the season.
I'm going Dallas.
Crazy, to be honest.
So,
all right.
We're unanimous on Thursday night. Maybe it's Dallas. Maybe it's Dallas that gets the curse. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait.
Well, we jumped to the future
how many
here.
unanimous?
Let's see. So unanimous, we got
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, and
Ravens, Chiefs.
now Thursday night makes 5.
Oh my goodness.
And I have lone wolf 4 times.
Okay.
Do we want to recount?
We got quite we got quite a few splits. So
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Okay, well, everyone tune in next week and you'll find out who did the best.
Ashmere, you and I are going to do better than the rest.
I think so. Well, I was really bad last week.
Oh no, yeah, the week before, yeah, you at least got the 500.
Yeah.
Joe was 4-8, so then you could have been Joe. But
True.
at least last week when you weren't here, everybody had a winning record. So
Oh, great.
think about that one.
So what you're saying is,
Yeah. So, and Joe was part of the winning crew. So it was.
Okay. All right, cool. Well,
So maybe it rubs off this week.
yeah, I'm hoping.
good luck, everybody. These games. Oh man.
All right, well, thank
Let's
you guys for joining. Oh, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry. I mean,
No. I was just saying, let's hope that the voodoo of the all in on one team curse kind of goes away after a while.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
gotta
when
pick
you're
between the
choosing a
Giants
team
and
that's
Patriots.
supposed to win, you know.
Supposed to, like I said, NFL's a strange lady.
Yeah.
When the Giants start off winning, then you guys have all picked Belichick. I mean, come on. That's it.
Yeah, after I said that, I was like, there's Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon gets a 60-yarder and sets the tone. They're up 7.
Avon Thibodeau sacks the Patriots quarterback several times. I mean, that's just, it's the Giants' day. I'm sorry, guys.
No, if you win that one, I'm glad to lose that one.
Dable's supposed to be a quarterback guru, so DeVito will be on fire. We'll see.
Listen, Greg, I would love nothing more than you get your lone wolf right on Buffalo. I would love nothing more. That would bring great joy to my heart.
It
the entire
really
NFC
does bring
will
joy to
thank
my
you.
heart because week 13 is coming, and San Francisco gets to have them again, and then they have to come down to AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys have not lost a game since last year, and they are going to be loaded for bear.
And so you want to poke the bear and have the team angry when they come down there and see you?
Oh, I want them angry. I want them hurting. I want them losing. I want everything bad to happen to these Eagles. Everything.
Hey.
Looking like a true NFC guy.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I don't even have to say who my favorite team is, but I have always, since the days of Buddy Ryan, had a disdain for that team in Philadelphia. So I love and I have a lot of friends that are Eagle fans that are very vocal and they talk about everything, even when they're losing. So by all means, I would love nothing more than see misery hit Philadelphia again. I reveled in them losing the Super Bowl again because they've lost several of them. I enjoy that, especially the one time when I did root for them to win the Super Bowl and they lost. So
they're 1-3 in those big games.
As when I have my fan hat on, okay, that shows you how unbiased I am as an analyst. I picked them, right? So, okay, but when I have my fan hat on, I am in full player hater mode when it comes to Philadelphia. I hope everything bad happens to you, and I don't even know you. So,
Bingo.
That's how I feel about Green Bay, except last week, thank you, Detroit.
It's how I feel about the former Washington name as well. I mean, it's just, to me, that is my number one rival. Always has been, always will be. This Kelly Green characters, they're insignificant. They're insignificant compared to Washington. Washington has always been the war for me. That's it.
Interesting.
That is. Okay, guys.
Well,
we're
that's
going to
just
wrap
showing
it up.
age.
just because I have to check my fantasy lineup before 10 o'clock.
You're supposed to do that before the show.
I know, but it was still a little early, right? But I want to thank all three of you for being here. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This has been a very long and descriptive show. I love it. I love learning from everybody who works at Team NBS Media. And I want everyone to enjoy today's games. Like we said, it's a weird slate, but it's still football. And let us know what you picked for the rapid fire and if you are on the winning side or if you are unanimous like us in following the curse. So have a great Sunday, everybody, and we will see you next week.